As the first light of day falls upon the earth, the distant sound of hooves breaks the silence of the steppe. The wind whispers between its ears, and in its eyes lies the wisdom of 1,000 years. It is a creature that has silently, yet profoundly, shaped the destiny of humankind. The horse. The horse is a symbol of strength, grace, loyalty, and freedom. If you look into a horse's eyes, you'll see not only the reflection of nature, but also the trust it holds for humans. They are creatures that sense the earth, listen to the wind, and feel the heartbeat of their rider. Before they were domesticated, horses lived their freedom by racing with the wind. But one day, a human reached out a hand, and in that moment, destiny changed. The journey between human and horse turned into a story of friendship that would last for thousands of years. Long before the wheel, long before engines, humanity found the road through the horse. Upon its back, we discovered new lands, founded kingdoms, and built empires. From the endless steppes of Central Asia to the fertile plains of Mesopotamia, the horse walked side by side with humans. They were there, in Rome's war chariots, on China's Silk Road, and along the village paths of Anatolia. The great campaigns of history, Alexander's march to the east, Genghis Khan's unstoppable armies, the Ottoman raiders thundering across frontiers, all were written with the horse. When a person rode toward the horizon, it wasn't just a path they traced. It was destiny. Every city conquered from the saddle owed its fate to the horse's steady steps. Perhaps that's why, as the maps expanded, the shadows of horses stretched ever farther. When a person meets a horse's gaze, there's no need for words. Because in that look, there is trust, an agreement, silent yet unshakable. The bond between a rider and their horse, built over years together, goes far beyond friendship. A horse senses the mood of its human. It startles when there's anxiety and calms when there's peace. For a horse, emotions speak louder than words. When a child touches a horse for the first time, fear comes first, but then the heart settles, because the horse responds with the same gentleness. That's why, in therapy, horses walk beside us as companions on the path to healing. A horse is the one friend you can lean your shoulder on when you're alone, and the only one you can ride away with when you're afraid. When war began, they were the first to run, without fear, without hesitation, because they were loyal not to their rider, but to loyalty itself. On the battlefield, the echo of hooves was as powerful as the clash of swords. Armored horses charged into enemy lines like moving walls of steel. Cavalry units could change the course of a war in a single maneuver, just like in chess. Other pieces moved within limits, but the horse defied expectations. It leapt, twisted, made unpredictable moves. Because in war, strategy mattered, but so did surprise. And often, that surprise arrived on the back of a horse. When the battle ended and the people celebrated their victory, somewhere on the sidelines stood a horse, tired yet proud. It may not have spoken, but it was one of the truest bearers of victory. The sky was their roof, the steppe their road, and the horse their most loyal companion. For the nomadic Turkic tribes, the horse was not merely a means of transportation, it was life itself. At birth, it was part of a lullaby. In youth, a toy. In war, a shield. And in death, a sacred being that carried the soul to the afterlife. At the break of dawn, no nomad would begin their day without first greeting their horse. It carried their burdens, hunted with them, and fought beside them in battle. At night, under starlit skies, around fires burning beside their horses, the elders told epics. And in every epic, there was always a horse. In shamanic beliefs, spirits were guided to the afterlife on horseback. The horse was a guide, in this world and beyond. In their culture, they had a saying, "A man's heart is hidden in the footsteps of his horse." Times have changed. The roads are paved with asphalt and cars have taken over, but the sound of hooves still echoes somewhere in the distance. Horses don't just live on the dusty roads of the past, they live deep within our hearts. They stood with us in the shadow of war, in the embrace of love, and at the peak of freedom. This isn't a farewell. Perhaps it's a greeting, a tribute to the bond between human and horse, written under the same sky over thousands of years. And if one day you find yourself near a horse, pause and look into its eyes. There you will see the echo of the past, the essence of humanity, and the truest form of loyalty. If this journey gave you something, if you found a part of yourself in the noble world of horses, we'd love to meet you again in the next story. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated with new videos. Leave a comment, give a like, leave your mark on this journey. More documentaries, silent heroes of nature, and untold stories are on the way. Wild Whispers World, where the stories spoken by silence begin.